Big yards, small yards, hilly yards, silly yards. Every yard is unique, and every yard, no matter how much you love it, can be uniquely frustrating to mow. That's why Country Clipper is designed to tackle any obstacle imaginable. It's the perfect mower for even the most imperfect yard. Country Clipper, engineered for easy.
We're joined by Clinton Stamper. He is a Teays Valley graduate, lives in Texas, but he's coming back to Asheville this weekend for a special event. And it's not that everybody wants to see Clinton. They want to see what he's bringing from Texas. And you've got the big blue Cybertruck. This is a Tesla product. And what's drawn our interest is the fact, first of all, you're coming to Asheville with it. But second of all, how the heck did you get your hands on a Tesla truck?
I got super lucky. I reserved it seconds after it was announced, refreshing the pages like crazy. And I live in Austin, Texas, like 20 minutes down the road from the factory. So I think those two things combined, gave me a ticket to the front of the line. Yeah.
I recall seeing the announcement of the truck, and this was on, I think, the Tonight Show. Jimmy Fallon was using it during his monologue, and everybody was joking about, oh, Tesla's got a truck. Ha, ha, ha.
Yeah.
Is it really a truck? It looks a lot more like an SUV.
So that's a very interesting question. It has a lot of utility like a truck, outlets in the back, a 6-foot bed, huge payload, towing capacity. It also drives like a car though. So you can take turns really quick. You can accelerate really quick. It's fun too. But the name of the game at the end of the day, I think it is a truck. Yeah, it's awesome.
Looks very futuristic. And for folks who have seen you out and about, it draws a lot of attention, doesn't it?
Oh, yes, sir. Probably 80% of passengers take photos, or I have people honking. Last night I was driving down the highway and a group of motorcycles pulled up next to me, like doing pictures. Very dangerous things happen around the truck at times. But no accidents yet. People are staying, in the clear. So it's really fun, though. Yeah.
And you've gained a little bit of a following. You're not really an influencer, but you're starting to maybe possibly be an influencer at some point in time.
Yeah, it was interesting. The road trip from Austin, Texas to here, it's a long one. So to make it more interesting, I decided, why not post pictures of the truck along the way, the people we meet, all the friends we make. So I made an account for the truck and we just post on there. Yeah.
And it is the blue Cybertruck?
Yes, sir. Yeah, on Instagram, it's the blue Cybertruck because someone had already taken it. But everywhere else, it's blue Cybertruck. Yeah.
Okay, so look for that handle on all the social media that you use and everything, too. Now, you're coming up for a special event. There is a
Yes,
Bennett
sir.
5K. And for those who do not know, Sarah Bennett was a teacher at Chillicothe or at Teays Valley High School. And for 15 years, she was diagnosed with ALS, and she had to retire last year. But this is a fundraising effort that continues on, and people are very excited to have you be a part of this participation.
Yeah. Yeah, Mrs. Bennett, or Mrs. Heck, as we knew her during my year as well, we're, good things and bad things happen to everyone. And whenever bad things happen to people in your community, you have to support them. And even if it brings in $1, we're happy. I'm happy that I was able to help make even that small difference in her life. It's a very tough disease to live with, and it requires a lot of help from the community and your family.
Yeah. You are a 2011 graduate, 2014 graduate?
2014, yeah.
Okay. 2014 graduate. So then what happened to you after Teays Valley?
Yeah, I went on to Ohio State, go Bucks. I went and graduated with pre-med, biomedical science degree, but I didn't continue that route. I thought I could make a bigger impact by going through tech. So I switched and I worked at Amazon and Google, and now I'm back at Amazon as a software engineer. Specifically right now, though, I work on Amazon Pharmacy. So very much health related, delivering prescriptions for cheaper to everyone's stores, but everything I say is my own opinion. I don't represent them, but I work for them.
Now, being a software type engineer and delivering pharmaceuticals, have you gotten into the drone side of things, helping them to deliver by drone?
I've seen it. So in College Station near Austin, Texas, there's a facility that does drone delivery for prescriptions. It's quite cool. I hope it scales up to a much bigger scale, but I have no idea whether it will or not. Yeah,
Yeah, it saves a lot of trips to the drugstore, but you never know.
that's true.
Never know. And of course, you remember what it was like to maybe go into the Asheville apothecary and
Yeah,
stop in and get what you needed to for the pharmacies if you had a head cold or whatever the case may be.
true. Especially when it was in its own little building. Now it's in a much bigger building where Doughboys used to be. Yeah, it seems to be growing well.
Right.
Yeah.
I haven't been, around Asheville for a long time, but I have made trips back occasionally. And when I do, it seems like I am just overwhelmed by the number of homes that are being built and how the school itself has expanded. It's been really cool to see how that part of Pickaway County is just exploding with population.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, I mean, going back to the cause, the teachers we have in the community are amazing. And if you can build solid students who grow into these amazing adults within the community, like the community is just going to grow. And that's kind of what we're seeing. Like, it's amazing. Yeah.
You were part of a program, I know Sarah Bennett was a part of the program called Friends of Rachel. And I think when we were in high school, Friends of Rachel made a stop at Teays Valley. And for people who aren't familiar, this is an anti-bullying campaign, but Rachel was the first student that was killed during that Columbine High School a tragedy that happened in Colorado back in 1999.
Yeah.
And Sarah's involvement in this, certainly on the mental health side of it, was very key to help kids wrangle with this mental health issue.
True. I do remember that. It just blopped a whole bunch of memories in my head. Friends of Rachel was pretty big when I was in high school back then. Yeah.
Yeah. And I had not heard of the program until preparing for this chat with you. And as I came across Sarah Bennett's name, I thought to myself, let me find out more about this, what is. And so I've learned something today, and hopefully others will learn something as well.
True. Yeah. Anything you can do to help, negate bullying or negativity in the world and just bring joy and happiness. That's what I'm for any movement that is about that. Yeah.
So you're driving in from the Austin, Texas area. What's
Yes,
the
sir.
planned trip here? How long is it going to take you to make it here?
Yeah. So we actually did it this past weekend, and it was 12 hours each day. It was a long time, but to be fair, we could have done it in 10, but we made a lot of new friends at every single stop along the way. So it was crazy. And I think after this, the planned, subject to change, is to go to Boston and then make our way down through some big cities that way, all the way back to Austin. Just a new route, to make even more friends.
Yeah. I know outside of our local Arby's and Zane Plaza here, we have a Tesla charging station. And so you've got to charge this bad boy up. How long does it run on a charge? And is it difficult to find charging stations for you?
Yeah, so it goes about 300 miles realistically on a charge. It's rated for 340, but that's a bit, generous, especially with how I drive. It charges from 20 to 80% in about 20 to 30 minutes. The older chargers will be slower, but that's what I experienced. The whole road trip was 20 minutes. And the general cadence is you drive for 1.5 to 2.5 hours, you charge for 20 minutes. And like with my mom traveling with me, that's pretty much how often we wanted to stop anyway. So it worked out great. And it planned the whole trip for you. It's very mindless. You just tell it where you want to go, and it basically gives you like this whole list of steps.
Yeah. That's incredible. It looks very futuristic. And I imagine when you get into the driver's seat, it's very futuristic as well.
Yeah, you get so comfortable with it. Everything is very well thought out. It makes sense. The rearview mirror would be the only exception. That thing is very small. But everything else, once you go back to even another Tesla, you kind of feel like, why hasn't it always been done this new way before? It just is comfortable to drive. Yeah.
So is this your first Tesla product, or have you had other Teslas before?
I've had others. So I started with the Model 3 back when it released. I think I got it in 2019. I've stuck with that one since. And I got a Model Y back in August. and now the Tesla truck. And, one thing I'll say is the car I bought in 2018, it couldn't drive itself even like down a highway. But now that car takes me to work and back whenever I use it 95% of the time. It's incredible how the car like basically grows with you over time.
Yeah, and that's crazy. It's almost as if it's picking up and create an algorithm on where you want to go.
Exactly. And it's insane. Yeah, of course it does, make mistakes, but I'm okay with being a babysitter instead of having to do every single action myself.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm with you on that. It's almost like when your 16-year-old finally learns how to drive, and by the time they're 17 or 18, you feel a little more comfortable riding with them. And
True.
you just kind of jump right into it. Well, if people want to get their picture taken with this vehicle as you make it into Asheville in our territory, it's just stop up for the event, right?
Yeah, we'll be there, and it's a donate what you can / what you want. So, even if you can donate $1, I'd love to show you the truck, show you the features, the fun parts, the not so fun parts. And I mean, at the end of the day, we're trying to spread joy, but I understand it's a polarizing idea. So even if you don't like the truck and you just want to come out and tell me how, like, the things you hate about it or anything like that, that's completely fine. Like, we're accepting of everyone. So come out, see the things you love, see the things you don't like, confirm your beliefs. Yeah.
Well, even those that believe only in Mopar power and gas-powered engines, you're going to want to at least see it, and you may or may not be impressed by it.
Exactly. But you're helping a good cause, and we're all in this together. So, yeah.
You'll also be able to say, wait a second, this thing brought you from Texas all the way here? And
Exactly. It's actually quite amazing that it did that. And well, I had to drive the whole time because it doesn't drive itself yet, but it had all the horsepower for it.
Yeah. And when you get the software designed, it just upgrade it and then it can self-drive, right?
Yes, sir. We're waiting on that.
That's right. That's right. Clinton Stamper, thank you so much for your time. And maybe we'll see you this weekend.
Awesome. Sounds good. Thank you.
All right. Take care.
Bye.